you find around 45 gold, around 4 sausages, a lot of glass bottles, like a bunch of them, seeming to be of booze of some kind that's already been drinking. I would say about 14 different glass bottles. Then let me just check something. Let me just see. Oh, thank you. Alright, I was talking to someone. And let me see. I'm just searching for something to make sure I'm on the right path for this. Oh, I see. You find a canister or a jar of fingernails that seems to be labeled Johan's fingernails.
So Drott is scrounging around. He's just throwing out all these empty bottles behind him, shattering. He throws the jar before he lays eyes on the sausages and just starts eating them while pocketing the gold.
And the jar is, by the way, like really big. Like it is kind of like a good 2 feet tall jar full of fingernails.
Drott is currently like 2 foot something. I don't know.
The jar's bigger than Drott is right now.
Yeah.
It's probably not even like that. But he still has 20 strength, so. Yeah, so like he's still fine to yeet the jar if he needs to.
Okay.
He don't care about a jar full of things. They're fucking useless to him. Now sausage and money. Yum yum.
Now the next person, Tourmaline. You find around 60 gold. A abacus. A container of antitoxin. And a very large amount of rotting fish. Like there are 2 crates full of it. Do you, in regards to this, upon opening the crates of rotting fish, do you kind of search through it, or you just kind of yeah, I don't want to go through that?
I'll search through it.
Okay. Would you like to use the same investigation check, or do you want to reroll?
If you want me to reroll, I can.
As they're searching through the rotten fish, Tourmaline gets completely distracted with how delicious the scent is and starts eating in the same manner that Drott was eating the sausage.
Okay, I'll say this. I'm gonna give you an option. Do you want to go with that?
Why would I eat fish?
Okay.
Because you're a fish person!
No,
you're a literal siren! What do you mean, why would I eat fish? It's your primary diet! You live in the water! Silly goose!
You like... you eat fish, or you can, but this is
Apologies,
once
that was
you kind of
much.
stick your hands deep in there, it's it's really nasty. It's it is there are maggots and shit underneath in a layer, and who knows fucking how layered it is. It's this is a big crate, and a couple, there's fish decaying fish at the top, and assuming this thing is filled with it, and it gets real nasty, and you kind of pull your hand up and kind of swig it a bit, you could maybe try again, but it's like you're going to have to basically push your hand to something that's likely going to stain your hand with absolute, like, it already smells bad. You need to wash your hand off to some degree, but it's going to, like, if you went through that deeply, you would smell like the worst person in any room in like 100 miles.
Oh my
Probably.
god. Considering there is something about tourmaline, I think she will throw this thing far away. Just by smelling it, she will throw it.
Okay. Oh, the whole crate? Okay, where'd you throw it?
No, the jar of fish.
It's not a jar, it's a whole crate
Oh,
full of fish, and there's 2 of them,
oh
and
my
one
god.
of them you stuck your hand in, and you got deep enough to feel like a lot of maggots and a lot of just like, fermented, improperly fermented fish. Like a fish that had turned to sludge. And that wasn't even that deep. You'd have to go, who knows to what extent how things are. Next we're going to go to normalness, and you had advantage, so your roll was not 15 but 19. Okay. Let me just check. You find a couple things. You find a glass tube with a human or simply human thumb inside of it, labeled Annika, comma, Blue Ravens. Annika spelled Anika. Then you find around 80 gold, a barrel that's full of handkerchiefs, a crate that is full of what seems to be iron ingots. I would say around 8 of them. And then you find a smaller crate, or more so maybe we call it a let me just look to see what I'm bringing. I would say a barrel, actually, that upon kind of opening you find it's a case within that seems to have a 2 potions. Which are unlabeled, but I can give descriptions if you'd like. Actually, I will give descriptions in a second. Let me just... sorry for the slow process of this, but it's just...
You're fine, no stress.
Okay. The first potion seems to look kind of have a dense purple liquid that has an ovoid cloud of pink floating in it.
Alrighty.
The other potion, see? Seems to be rather rather blue looking, with little bits of like visible what do you call snowflakes present within it, you see.
Awesome.
Okay. Finally, you find 50 feet of hempen rope. Okay. By the way, are you guys writing all this down?
I wrote mine down.
Okay. Now the final person is Snowcap, I believe. What did you roll?
I rolled a 19.
Okay. You find also 70 gold. You find a crowbar. You find a case with, how do I say this? Oh crap, what is it like? With what looks to be a little bag kind of in the case, and upon kind of feeling the bag, it appears to have a ring inside of it.
Ooh.
Do you open the bag?
Yes.
Okay.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that'd be harsh. The ring appears to be kind of some type of metal, perhaps steel. It's kind of interwoven, like almost like a chain, kind of. Albeit, IRL. I've seen kind of the image I've seen rings kind of like this, or sorry, I've seen bracelets like this, but albeit not with the main feature, which appears to be a clear, somewhat bluish gem, and the ring looks like I'll just send it directly to you, but if you want others to show it off, you can send that image to people or just describe it. But the ring appears to look like this. Then you find a flail, a shield, and a crate that is utterly full of hardtack.
Hardtack. I'm gonna grab a couple.
Roll con? Yeah, roll con. Sorry, you just grab a couple. Sorry, you didn't. Okay, sorry. I attribute that to that as you grabbing a couple and nibbling on it. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you can grab a couple. Roll. What's your perception at?
My perception?
Yeah.
My passive or
What's your passive perception? Is what I should have probably
20.
said. To some extent, there's some weevils in there, but they mostly look dead due to either drowning or them not dealing with the cold. So there's a bunch of dead bugs in it, in the area, in the crate with it, but not that many dead bugs.
Oh, it's just weevils. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And you
free.
find a small vial labeled acid.
Nice.
Okay. Did everyone write their stuff down?
Yes.
I put my gold
Okay.
down. I ate the sausages. Everything else got
Okay.
thrown in the.
People who were not doing that were Yagrum and Jevabu. What were you guys, as the others were kind of looting these crates, what were you guys doing?
Mostly just keeping an eye on the current situation.
Okay.
Seeing if there's like anything out there that's worth taking a look.
I'm keeping watch here, from like this entrance to the to this part of the cave we are. And while I'm doing that, do I like can I like hear anything coming from like over here?
From your current position?
Mm-hmm.
Roll a, what's your passive perception at, firstly?
11.
Okay,
I'd like to
roll
deactivate,
perception.
yeah.
And you're trying to listen in from here, or oh, you're listening step by the way.
I'm
Which
like
I would
right
say-
here.
or ping. Oh, there.
I want to try to hear like yeah from over here because this is where the that like from where the guy was trying to escape to.
Yeah. Yeah. Roll perception.
Unnatural 20.
Really? Okay. Well, still pretty good. Well, very good. You can hear. There doesn't appear to be anything that kind of up on the surface, but if you listen in, do you get any closer or just from the distance there?
I'm probably gonna like
Oh,
stick like
you
around the
can
corner
change your
here.
answer once I just start to
Less-
describe this if you wish, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. If I start to hear something.
You can kind of faintly hear something beneath the water kind of moving. Like, it sounds like it's coming over from more around here, but it's like a very faint, but you can kind of hear like a clunking sound, like as if something's kind of grabbing at a bit of rock and moving, maybe potentially deeper or maybe across. But something large very large, is moving underneath the water. And kind of as it moves, it kind of shakes things a little bit, slightly, and that creates mild vibrations that you can kind of pick up on here, as well as that kind of slight noise. And as you
Gotcha.
get closer, it kind of sounds like it's around here, but you kind of looking into this area with the torch, you can kind of tell that these pools of water in general are kind of weird, where there is areas of them that are much deeper than you'd think.
Okay.
Also, this area, you do see a couple crabs here and there. That I'd say you would hear a little bit of movement from those, but little like normal sized crabs, like tiny ones here and there. And this area, generalistically, especially around over here, does smell like crab, like really smell like crab. But you might not really pick up on that because you might not have smelled a lot of crab in your life. But it smells like crab.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Grum, you said you were generally just checking the situation, just kind of being aware.
Yeah, mostly just keeping an eye on if anyone's trying to make a move.
Okay. Okay. Would you like to? I'm gonna say I'm not. You don't need to necessarily do a perception check for that. I'll just say that you see. Well, actually, you can if you'd like to. I'm not to fool you, but if you'd like to, you can. But without doing one, just kind of looking at them, they don't seem to move. They just seem to stay in place. Some of them start to like shift slightly, but it just looks like they're trying to get some of them have like gills that are not quite on their neck but on their thigh, and it looks to be that they try to shift their body to make sure they're like some of their gills are in the water. But that's really it.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys spend maybe like 5 minutes, or maybe even less than that, kind of looting through the area. After you guys have found the stuff you do, what do you guys do?
I don't want to do it right now because it might literally smoke us out. But at some point, assuming we do not die in here to whatever hag abomination is deep inside, I would like to, at some point, gather all the, everything, frankly, and burn it. So that, should there be another hag in this coven, their magic will no longer be tied to the bodily parts that they've connected and stored here. To my knowledge, it's a form of contract, even if it's taken forcefully. But if we were to do that now, it would, I don't breathe smoke well. I don't imagine any of you do either. But beyond that, I
We should-
think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We should at least take a short rest.
May I throw in my hat in the ring?
Have a hat.
It's a saying.
I'm just
I-
saying you don't have a hat.
I'll fashion one from you. I'm really fucking hurt. I really need a good long rest. I'm fucked up as is. Short rest won't do me a lot of favors.
Meta-wise,
You've been awake 3 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that, and you don't necessarily have to frame it as long as you could just say a good sleep or something. It's not too big of a deal, but it's a way to.
I need a good solid 8 hours uninterrupted slumbering.
Yeah, it's around like I would say like
Probably noon at this
11
point.
a.m. Yeah, or maybe noon. We're getting closer to that. Maybe like 11:45 or so. But specifics you're not sure of.
I mean, my guy's just exhausted.
The best I can do you is a short rest.
Well, yeah, you guys can. You could try. Oh, by the way, quick question. I had to confirm. Last session, maybe session prior, we talked about short rests. I was like, short rest take an hour, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For some reason, I must have said that short rests were like 10 minutes, or I thought the opposite happened, where I was said they were an hour, and someone corrected me, telling me they were 10 minutes.
I do not recall this.
We talked about a spell that lets you take a short rest in 10 minutes.
It's called cat
Yeah.
nap.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, ooh, that's cool, but yeah, okay. I don't know why I was thinking that, but yeah, no, short rest that's an hour.
No, I was about to suggest the same, young Snowcap. A brief rest would do us some good. Some of us need some time to bandage wounds and recenter ourselves if we can.
And so where are we doing it? Like right here, just like popping a squat and just.
I mean, there's
It is
nothing to
fine.
stop us from exiting the cave once more and resting out there,
Yeah.
but then we run the risk of avian beasts.
Do you want to be exposed to the elements? I mean, like we got a lot of like wooden boxes and shit. We could kind of just create a little fort.
Yeah.
I'll keep water right here.
Okay, Drop's just gonna collapse.
I think putting our backs to the walls over here is best, but we're in a relatively enclosed space. Just everyone keep a loose eye on the waters and
Tourmaline will pick up Drog and put him over here.
put them in a crate and start nailing the crate shut.
They look like a burst through.
But
I'll
yes.
be honest. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I wasn't. Go ahead. You're fine.
I'll follow his example, and he just falls on his back, fast asleep.
Oh, come on now. All right. Norlis would have tried to pick Yagram up while Tourmaline Lee was grabbing Drat.
I'm gonna why does it have to be so awkward? Gonna roll all my fucking dice the fun way.
So I was looking at this real quick. What particular portion are you guys kind of moving around towards? Is this general area?
Yes.
And how are you intending to? Oh, okay. How close? How close to each other are you being? I guess I should.
Where
find.
we are.
Right. Stay.
Does that go the case for everyone? Okay. All right.
Let's
Do you actually move the crates in any positioning, in any way?
No.
Out of the basic.
Oh, it wants me to do it that way, Pain. Fine.
Okay. All right. Is any other than trying to kind of heal up and whatnot, and kind of bandage up and all the kind of normal things for rolling hit die? What are you guys? Is anyone trying to do anything particular in your short rest? I
Can
guess
I
other than
like
Warlock.
find a way to, like look at the ring more closely?
In what degree? Like for like I could say you could do an Arcana check to try to determine if it's magical.
Yeah, Arcana.
Okay. Yeah, roll Arcana.
Or did I roll that correctly? I did not roll that correctly.
Okay, you for certain know it's magical. It's a magical ring. I feel like it's not fair for me to be like to tell you what it is just for critting. I think, unless
It's
you guys want
magic.
separate.
Eh,
Do you think like saying the rarity would be a nice little touch I can give for a crit right
You
here, or
could
do you
just
think that's like
say
pointless?
you can describe its physicality if that's how you want to do it, but not really. No.
It'd be hard to kind of describe like
Yeah.
I say they don't have
how
proficiency
anyway.
in like a jeweler's kit or anything.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that too. So I can't really tell you about its worth. I'll say that you are certain it is magical, and it's not a. It's like a. It's not like a super duper mega like magical ring, but it's also not your average magical ring. It's a bit beyond your average magical ring. That's all I'll say. Um. Okay. Also, so okay, your passive perception is 20, I believe, or higher.
Yep.
I would say you would hear, you can kind of hear various kind of things moving around this general area. I'd say you, to the, I'm pinging over here, but towards like kind of the near towards the entrance, there was a side room that you guys didn't go to, and you could hear something kind of like some sounds coming from there that sound like kind of the movement of seal-like creatures, but albeit a little more fearsome per se. It's hard to say if they're moving in your direction or just kind of like moving out of the water, but you definitely hear some things, the sound of creatures of medium size or sort of moving out of the water, like splashing, kind of like moving around a little bit. And then towards this direction, you can hear the sound of various people or various creatures moving. You can hear like some type of like the sound of like a human kind of walking, or a humanoid, I guess a better way to frame that, walking with who's wearing like I'd say it sounds kind of like a weird movement, like they have maybe one like foot has a shoe and the other doesn't. A little odd. And you can hear some like echoes of like strange voices and bits of cackles and little like splashes and all sorts of noises. But there's definitely all sorts of stuff that way, but it doesn't feel like you'd be walking into a room where people would immediately see you, but it's hard to tell just by the various noises you hear.
Hmm.
Okay, did you guys build some type of barrier with the crates, and if so, where?
No, we
Oh.
just sit on the crates.
Okay. Right. If that's everything, well, okay. So one last thing, also, you would hear a little bit of movement from here, but it kind of sidelines. Whatever was in there is large, and it seems not to be moving closer to the surface. Also, there is a lot of noise from this as the large hull of this broken ship kind of mashes against the rock as the giant hermit crab like begins to kind of sink and break apart as it's dead, but its like body kind of like starts to cave in on itself a little bit over time. and part of the ship kind of bashes against the rock and starts to slide in as the whole thing begins to sink, or not just begins, is literally sinking throughout the period. A lot of it submerges in the water throughout about 10 minutes. Okay. If that's everything, did everyone do hit points? Hit die?
Yes.
Okay. You've spent your rest. Yagram is potentially still asleep. What do you guys do?
I immediately spent all my spell slot.
What?
I immediately spent all my spell slots and casting nonsense spells for the meme.
Gotcha. If Yagram is not waking up, we'll also lightly jostle him.
What? What? Where the hell are we?
Well, I guess we're in a cave. It's the most proper way to say it.
Ah, I see. Alright. Fucking stinks here. I'm ready. What about you guys?
And two.
Alright, let's get a move on.
Let's head deeper. There's a hag we must kill, apparently.
Wait, what the fuck?
I mean, you really got a hankering to kill this hag.
Okay, give me 1 sec. For some reason, it didn't roll my stuff. Yeah, that'll do.
Yes, no, we all do. It's for the dragon or what have you.
Why are you rolling as Abaddon?
My bad.
Well, that might have answered your question. Alright, I think we're just heading in deeper, Ian.
Okay. In that case,
I'm
I'll place your characters down, but I'll ping where to place them down. But I put down one of you already just to make it easy for me in terms of the lighting. Yeah, around here.
Rock needs to be shrunk down.
Okay. How long does that last? An hour? Or
You
longer?
said 3 hours, so it's got still got like another 2 hours left.
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh wait. All right. You guys move into space. You can see a couple things moving along. You kind of move through here. You can hear movement in the distance. You can kind of see little bits of everything. There's torches lit. It's a strange location, and this
How
has a
high up
very tall
is the ceiling?
I would say, in this particular thing, 60 feet. It might shift a little bit, but this is a rather odd room.
Drop will just be flying basically as close to the ceiling as he can get
Okay.
on
you
his funny
see,
broom.
With that in mind, just a couple. Okay, wait. Stalactites come from the bottom, right? No, that's from the top. Stalactites are from the top, right?
Oh, you should know this.
Okay, yeah, I should know this. I took an earth science. Okay, I haven't taken that much geology courses. I'm a geographer, right? But I think it's okay. I should know it. Yeah, stalactites come.
We just gotta say ceiling rocks or ground rocks and stop with these. Like,
No,
unique words.
I'll be right. Stalactites form from the floor.
It does
okay,
not
yeah.
matter.
Okay. So you see some stalactites, a variety of those, and I would like you to immediately once you do that draw it. You also see. I would like you to. What's your passive perception?
14.
Okay. Let me just make sure I had this around. Here's just in case you did this, which actually works, or kind of. You do see around over here in the ceiling, like at the top of the ceiling, there's a little creature
We didn't see where you
roosting.
pinged.
Oh, here Here, I'll show you. Right around here, there's a little creature kind of roosting on the ceiling on a small stalactite, stalagmite. Yeah.
Stalagmites are ground up.
Wait. Stalagmite is an upward growing. Oh, stalactites are from. Okay, yeah, so that's right. Yay. Okay, stalactite. It seems to be like this dark, kind of vaguely squid-like thing. Kinda. It's got like a weird kind of cape-like texture to it with little tentacles that kind of form at the end, but it has like a. They're not like. There's an area where its body kind of forms like a blanket of sorts, with its tentacles kind of attached, and you've noticed it. You can definitely get a frame of it, but it looks to be inactive. But it's definitely not just a rock. It's definitely some type of creature.
I will use my
That's-
mage hand to poke it.
Okay. You fly all the way up there? I'd say you
No,
fly.
I've got mage hand for that.
Oh wait, I forgot what Mage Hand is. Okay. It seems to kind of open some eyes, several eyes, that kind of look at you, look at the Mage Hand, and they seem to be red. The creature is not that large. It's a little bigger than you currently, but it's only maybe like it's a small creature. It's not that big. It seems to almost react to the Mage Hand, but kind of like perhaps due to it being inorganic and not fully present in regards to being solid, it seems to just kind of flicker its like some of its tentacles around a little bit, and then just it closes its eyes upon the initial bit. While Drot's doing that, let's see, I believe Norlis, you can just barely see someone's foot over here. It seems to be a boot connected to a leg, and they seem to be standing, kind of hiding behind this segment of rock, but you can make it out, and you can manage to see them. It's possible they're hiding, and that's what you see. Additionally, let me just check to see other people. Tourmaline, you notice a what looks to be a marrow that seems to be sleeping, and Yagram, you and also I think Jevaboo, and let me make sure the angling's good for everyone. Yeah, that and Jevaboo. Oh, not Jevaboo. Okay, sorry, no. Drot and Yagram, and potentially Snowcat? Yeah, and Snowcat.
I can see it, I think.
You see something kind of either floating or maybe residing in the water. It's hard to tell how deep this water is. Some type of multi-tentacled, horrible creature kind of lying in wait. It's unclear if it fully sees you, but wherever it is, it's staying in its current position.
Remember,
Otherwise,
we do have a torch, so
yeah. This general space seems like a cave, but it has a lot of obvious buildup of ruins. There's like some bricks here and there, and then there's obviously a segment you can kind of see where literally there are like flooring built upon the cave, and you guys can see like a strange this seems to have a symbol of the head of a snake, and there looks to be some type of structure here that's covered in dead foxes. What you guys do?
So, I'm assuming all of us are seeing the nasty little thing there and the odd structure over yonder with the dead foxes. Should we check it out?
Oh, and one last thing. Tourmaline, you actually notice a large creature. You're not really sure if it's a hag or a troll or what, who seems to be looking the other way. Kind of managing something twiddling in her hands. Or their hands. They seem to have a large like cape made of like or cloak made of bear fur and some feathers and things. Sorry, go on. Yeager, I mean, you were speaking. I apologize for that.
All good. I'll go investigate the foxes.
Okay.
So we're not in dates before we poke around while things are around. But
I'm not gonna pull any levers or push any buttons. I just want to take a look.
Okay. As you guys begin to move, the thing over here begins to quickly try to move away. Let me just. Were any of you looking in that direction?
no.
I walked from like here to here and got a slight glimpse.
Okay. I'd say you would have seen they looked to be humanoid. They had a boot on one leg, and you weren't sure on the other. And one of their arms was really weird. Like it looked like it was larger, but you didn't get a full look. It might have just been like they might have just had like something in their hand or something. You're not sure. As you stand, you kind of stand in your position. Above you is well. Oh, so you move back? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. Okay, would have just mentioned one last thing is that you can kind of when you're in that position, you actually kind of better look at their arm. And it appeared to be well, one of their arms is red and
Ian, it
much
sounds like
larger
you
than
got
the other.
farther away from your microphone, just so you're aware.
Okay. Did anything change? Am I right now still?
You sound better now, yeah.
Okay, I literally just twitched it a little bit for a second. Okay. Alright. But yeah, one of their arms is larger than the other. As you kind of look around a bit, do you guys do anything immediate? I want to give you opportunity to do things. Yagram roll,
Ignore
whatever roll you
that. I
in
accidentally
regards
clicked
to
on
the
something.
foxes. I don't know. Are you trying to? Yagram, did you want to? Actually, I guess I'll describe it first. Yagram, there seems to be like a kind of a. It looks like some type of ceremonial structure or something. It's like it's built up kind of with bricks and other things. It looks like it might be a sigil to some god, but whatever it was, it looks like the main kind of if there was an idol on this particular structure, it's no longer there. And it looks to be that not like skeletal, but just current foxes maybe gotten the last like day or so have been arraigned and just kind of placed on this structure. All seemingly dead, most somewhat bloody, but not too bloody. There's a possibility the organs have been removed, but you're not fully certain. If you'd like to determine anything more, you can, but I will say once you approach this, you would notice a couple things in this area. There seems to be a torch. Along the flooring, there seems to be some type of indented sculpture of a snake. There's a large fishing rod. There's a bit over here. There's a bit of like string that's been suspended, like, and has some type of herbs drying. There's a skeleton. Also, the fishing rod's really big, and a strangely placed well, as well as some type of balcony-like structure around 20, 10, maybe like 15 feet up that you can just barely make out some type of little glass-like objects. I think bottles or something on there. Okay. In this brief moment, what are the rest of you doing?
Tourmaline. Tourmaline. Hey, Tourmaline.
Yes.
I think I could potentially make a shot at the hag. Should we
I think
get
they're
the jump?
unaware of our presence, no?
Yeah.
They're looking the other way, but it wouldn't be surprising if they knew you were there. But it seems odd that they would turn their back to you.
What do you think, Tourmaline?
I think we should wait, no?
Okay.
Scout ultimates. $15. 20.
Okay. As you move into your current position, first of all, are you guys stealthing or are you just walking normally?
For me, I'm
Tourmaline.
walking normally. If Snowcap's stealthing, they got him.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay. So what you see in this moment is you see a human kind of with black hair and a monstrous arm, kind of standing amongst, grappling the monstrous arm, kind of against a spiky structure, almost kind of curling it around with spikes a little bit, looking at you. They seem to be shaking slightly. They look kind of afraid, but their bodies hunched over, looking back and forth. Just to confirm, you said Snowcap, you were stealthing, but Tourmaline is not?
No, I was not stealthing.
Oh, Tourmaline, were you stealthing?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so neither of you were. Okay. And as you kind of open his position, you can see and a creature looks to you that seems to be a four-legged creature with the head of a bird. It has like rhino-like skin, and the second just kind of occurs, and it looks at you, and you look at it. It makes this, disturbed kind of growl. Not really, rather than maybe a squawk or something, which is just enough for this person to kind of look over and turn their head. And then the second they turn their head and look, this creature starts to move towards you. Do you roll initiative? As in,
Tourmaline.
do you assume combat with this creature moving closer to you? Or
Which
no?
creature is moving close?
This. Additionally, it's unclear if this is actually asleep or not. I'm not gonna tell you if they are or not, but they looked like they were asleep at first, but now you might not be certain if they're actually asleep. But what do you do? I want an answer. Start on Tourmaline and also Snowcap. Do you guys embrace for combat, rolling initiative and assuming the others follow suit? Or do you not roll initiative and assume a non-combat response by this creature, which could potentially put you into a surprise round if certain contexts are met. As in, if you don't expect them to attack.
I roll initiative.
And
Okay.
I will.
In that case, go. This thing starts to move towards you, and you guys begin initiative. All right. I'd like everyone to roll initiative unless you don't want to, which means you'll just be doing your own thing and not engaging in the combat.
I mean,
Due
you should.
to personal choice or unawareness.
I mean, you should still roll initiative.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, I actually, what am I saying? Of course, yeah, obviously. But yeah, I guess if people once combat starts happening, I think people would suddenly realize it and be part of a turn order. I don't think it would be, unless you feel that Jebabu and Yagram would like. I think all of you are on edge expecting something, so I don't think it would be fair for me to have you come in the second turn since you guys weren't like fully ready for this. I think you would be.
I'd say we'd all probably be communicating with each other what's going on. You know, it's like, hey, there's this big fucking weird monster coming at us.
I think expressly
I don't-
we've failed to do that quite literally.
Yeah.
I mean, it did do the weird squawk.
Yeah, you didn't do that. If you did, would have. It was a sudden squawk, and then it started to move. There wasn't. Yeah. If you guys said something like immediately once that happens, I make a noise, and okay, but you guys like didn't. And also, we weren't all together. So yeah. Don't worry. That works for now for music. The turn order should be up.
Mhm.
Okay, one last. Let's see. Okay. Let me. What? Okay, so suddenly things start to move. Creatures are moving. Yagram, clearly shit's about to hit the fan somewhere in this room. What do you do?
Exactly, I'd say you see absolutely no movement due to the walls in this chamber, though.
Yeah, it's like you can hear noises, you can hear movement, but you don't see it with your own eyes.
Then I'd just ready action for an attack.
Okay. A melee attack?
Yeah.
I guess that's when that
Say
happens.
the
Okay.
moment something comes in eye shot, oh wait, you can't have movement in ready actions, right?
No.
Correct, you cannot.
Yeah, no. A ready action just means you would do a melee attack.
Then I'd say I'd
And
probably
make one.
put
Assuming
myself
they make
like
one attack.
flush with the wall, and then as soon as something comes around the corner, I'd ready action for an attack.
Okay, quick question. Does for other people who are aware of this, my understanding of ready in action, does that necessarily imply you use multi-attack or no?
No, it
No,
does
it's only
not.
one.
Okay, because I was thinking you just get one attack. Okay.
That
Yeah,
is
you do.
correct.
Okay. Alright. So actually, a quick thing, your ready action just if anything gets within 5 feet of you, or if anything
Crosses
from
the
a certain
corner.
direction.
If anything comes around the corner,
You'll hit it?
yeah.
This corner.
Okay, but
This corner
okay,
right
this
here.
corner. Yeah, okay. So right this space, okay.
Yep.
Alright, okay. You had a thing drawn out, so that confused me. Okay. Norman, it's
Yeah,
your turn.
Momo.
Nornalist does nothing. He walks over a little bit more. That's my turn.
Drop time.
Drop, what do you do?
Drop will lie up to where he last saw the other two. And then, he'll see it and be like, they found baddies and have done something. And that will be Drop's turn.
Okay. Jebabu. By the way, you guys can move through this. Like, this isn't like a huge... This is maybe difficult terrain to some extent, but you can still move through the structure around here. Same with the snake. The snake's like maybe like like an inch or two off the like... It's just a slight indentation above the above the flooring.
I'm just going to move over here and then ready an attack with my totem tusks in case anybody comes within melee range of me. And that will be my turn.
I don't know why, but for some reason, Tourmaline's text for her name's not coming up.
Right?
That's what it said. Okay. Okay. Also, so yeah, and so you'll be holding your action as well, Jebu, you said, or no?
Yeah.
That was my understanding. Okay, good. Alright.
Is that the right... I don't think that's the right weapon, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right weapon.
No, that shouldn't even be fucking public. That should be to GM. What the fuck?
When in doubt, turn it off and turn it back on. Switch back to public and then back to GM.
Yeah, one sec. No, what the fuck? Okay, doesn't matter. It's still working.
Okay. Yeah.
This was something
Again,
very
I don't
unrelated.
know if I would have given you a Vorpal sword. That seems a bit wacky.
Just sounded cool.
Okay. So this creature seems to kind of smile a little bit and smirk its hands together as it kind of shifts its back up and kind of looks around a little bit, and if it's uncertain if you would notice, but it seems not to have pupils. It seems to kind of place its hand on the sideline of this ruined ship structure and merely says, "They're not stupid, you know." And begins to slide in your direction, slipping forth a little bit, and then kind of moving a little further, kind of knocking, almost kind of slithering your body around a cauldron. Right as they go and seem to try to bite Snowcap. Doing all this rather fast. They seem to really do so poorly, and actually, well, potentially due to their blindness, they, albeit you're not certain, or their assumed blindness, you don't really know, they seem to bite into the wall a little bit, and then they kind of angrily rush their claw towards you and actually manage to hit you, slashing you with their nasty claw for 7 hit points. Those are GM rolls, by the way, Magnum. You're doing it correctly.
Yeah, fixed it.
Okay. Then, finally, the thing moving closer tries to do so. Trotting in the water a little bit, and then trotting forward, kind of doing it so improperly, kind of along this ruined bridge, kind of knocking a bit of broken planks aside as it continues. Clearly, this thing's got a bit of movement, but clearly the surface, the areas it's around are difficult terrain, so it can't really move its full movement. It seems to kind of look, and its eyes seem to gleam, and it focuses in on, quickly, Snowcap's bow. Then, okay, just to confirm, is Tourmaline wearing the mask, or no? I asked this last session, but I'm assuming she is.
Yes.
Okay. There is one thing I never really asked you, or discuss.
That is true.
Are they attuned to it?
No. I'm going with no.
Okay. Okay, because if you felt like, reasonably speaking, they would be due to weird circumstance or something strange, I could justify it.
Mm,
But
We just took an
otherwise, I think
hour-long rest in which you could have attuned to
yeah.
it.
They may have attuned to a different item they had during that short rest.
Okay.
Albeit that's up to them, because I believe they have a. Oh wait. Oh, one other thing. I want you to put every single item that you have in their sheet. I didn't get everything because I didn't know what would have happened, because I made that character started working on it a while ago. But put all your information there. So I believe you already have one. Actually, let me rephrase this before we. This is because this is important for me to quickly get off the thing. Do you, sir? Does Tourmaline have? And I'm sorry if it's taking up turn order. Would she have attuned to the Cloak of Protection during that short rest, or would you have attuned to the one of the other items they have?
Only the Cloak of Protection. I don't think
Okay.
she would have wanted to attend to anything else.
I'm only asking because that affects your AC, and I had that on by default. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Otherwise, that's the creature's turn. Now it's yours. Oh, sorry. It would also look at the cape, I guess, and maybe you, and possibly the mask. You know, there's only so many guys though. Your turn.
Okay, madam. You lack brains. Your style is flawed. I will bonus action rage. I will.
Well, that clearly misses.
Okay. That hits absolutely. Roll damage. All right, that's a lot of damage. This thing is alive still, but
It's
you
more
just
than that.
smashed into its chest. Oh, it's more? There's more than that even?
Well, they crit, so
Oh,
Yeah.
is it not critting correctly?
no, because
No.
No.
they don't have the generation with the roll. If they did, it would have
Let
because you
me-
did it separately. So,
let me
14
check.
plus 14 plus 4, 32, 35 points of damage, I think. If we're doubling dice,
Yeah.
35 points of
I'll
bludgeoning.
have to check at the way it was rolled. That I'm not sure why it did it that way, but yeah, oh sorry, but, oh you because of sorry, the rage would have also been part of it, I guess. But,
You don't double rage.
no, wait, no, it would be separate. That's what you're talking about. Okay, whatever. I'll look at that later. Or you can if you want, but I don't want to burden you to that unless you want to. I only say that because you. Oh, dude. Okay, I'll get the point. You kill it. How'd you want to kill it? With a single attack given.
After seeing it swipe its claws against Snowcap, I punch it in its head against the wall, just smashing its skull into this.
Yeah. Like, given it was facing the wall because it actually bit it, you basically like you crash it into there, like mangling its like jaw and teeth, and just crush it into there rather violently. As you like move your fist back, its body just slides down, albeit a little bit slowly due to how mushed against the wall its upper body is, mainly its head. Okay. Actually, I check it out. Okay, now, Snowcap, you're
Wait,
here.
I'm
No,
not
actually, I take it
done.
back. I take it back. You're not done. And what am I even saying? Oh,
I'm
what do you want
gonna
to do now?
go up here. I'm gonna look up there.
Also, full
But I'm
disclosure,
gonna
this is
go
a
down.
5 foot increase in elevation.
Okay. Okay, I'm not walking. I'm gonna face this thing right here.
It looks to be a human. They look they're shivering. Not well, yeah, shivering, yeah, but shivering slightly, and they look like they're kind of peering at you, kind of huddled against, kind of behind a bit of rock and some spiky structure.
Yeah, I'm
And they
gonna
have a
point
very
at
big
them.
hand.
You over there. What's your style?
Style? Um,
Do you prefer
the-
brains or
depends.
prawns?
Well,
I like prawns.
it was once brains. I'm not sure now. Brains. Maybe? No, bronze. That's a response.
Mm. Satisfactory. Somewhat. I'll keep you for now. I am going to destroy the bridge.
Okay. Make an attack. Unless you have a different way of doing it.
Just don't touch it.
Okay. I'll give you the option. You can either punch it, or we can stylize this as a big tail whip.
Oh, I'd like that. Yeah.
Okay. You slam your tail and basically break this piece right here. The bridge is clearly, I say a bridge. It's a bit of a bridge, but also maybe like calling it in terms of pier. It's not like like
a pier.
Yeah, it's like a pier in structure. It's like as in it has a wooden stalks every couple feet, or every 4 to 5 feet, meaning it's not a a string drawn bridge, a rope drawn bridge. But you do prevent. I would say you would have damaged this portion of it, which was particularly. Oh shit, wrong. That's not what I'm trying. Okay, I don't know why I'm drawing that. I'll fix that in a second. Okay, that portion's broken. Back, I'd say a little bit farther. I'll say it's up to here even. Making, like, you smash it heavy, and so now this thing's gonna have to awkwardly move along there, move to the side, or who knows what, but this thing is already having difficulty moving across this because it's way bigger than the bridge itself. But, it definitely might slow it down a little bit, or slow down other things moving across it. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Snowcap. Let me
I am gonna move. About here. And I'm gonna try to aim at the hag.
Okay.
Which means I
I see.
I am
Sorry, go on.
one second, trying to see something.
Also, I realized the thing wasn't done incorrectly. If I rolled it in GM, your attack, if you rolled it as normal as said, would just crit normally. If you just click the little thing that came from the roll there.
Yeah, I think I fixed it.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, so okay, and then I am gonna make another attack. Or
what?
ignore
This
this
creature?
this creature. I can hit it.
All right. Those. Let's see. The first attack definitely hits. The second, let's see, also hits. Unless either of them are a attack relevant to the marksman feat, rabbit feat. That's called the
It's not sharpshooter, is what you're saying.
sharpshooter. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of sharpshooter. Yeah, sharpshooter. Okay, it's not. Okay, yeah.
I would have marked it as so if it was.
Alright. You may just slice some arrows, or
I'm not done. I get another attack because
shit.
of dreaded ambusher.
Ooh.
And that is gonna be
Wow. Yeah, you do 3 really nasty shots at some arrows. Let's see if this thing's up still. Yeah, it's still up. It's got some nice stony hide to it. But it's not liking it at all. It's getting just angry as shit. And it's staring right at your bow. Okay.
yeah. Hag is tweaking.
Wait, let's see if there's more than that. Whatever. Okay. Jumping down and making a rattling sound. You see what seems to be a very large bear skeleton, or you would see if you were facing that direction, but you can hear it. let's see if anyone sees it. Drot, you see the big bear skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems to be very much present and ready to do shit. It moves up and goes to, assumedly, or very much, when I even assume, it just goes up and bites Tourmaline. And then tries to claw into their back. Not failing to do that, it seems to, like, it's kind of like, its form is not maybe the best made, or maybe it is, but it just doesn't seem to be able to pierce her well. It's possible that, a certain someone just built tough. But yeah, it can't pierce their scaly skin. Or their sirenic scales, per se. This person finally turns their head, making it but still not the clearest what they are. I'd say that, given circumstances, they could be one thing, they could be another. But if they're a hag, they're a really big hag. If they're a troll, they're a not very green troll. They look ugly. That's the main thing. And they seem to, in their hand, let out, or actually, wait a second. That's too far. In their hand, they seem to have a strange stone of sorts. And they simply open their hand fully, and that, splaying their fingers out, and the stone seems to fly out. And they pull up their other hand, with another stone, and do the same. And one seems to slide in, and it hits the water, skips a bit, and does nothing. The other manages to hit Tourmaline. Tourmaline, I would like you to roll a strength saving throw.
An advantage because you're raging, right? Right? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Are you raging, Tourmaline?
They're
Oh,
raging.
sorry,
Yes,
but
I
yeah.
am.
Oh, yeah, you were, because it says, because of damage. Oh, shit. Yeah, it hits you in, like, the chin, or the side of the chin, and your facial muscles just kind of slide a bit. Maybe if it was like you weren't thinking, this could kind of knock you a bit, but you stay your ground. It's a big nasty hit for. Why does it say? This is a weird way it rolled. I don't know if it did it correctly, but you take 7 damage. Let me check something. I can't imagine. Wow. Let me just look at this again.
Wait.
What? Oh. Wow. No, you take 7. It just rolled really badly.
Is it
Just 3.
7? Is it
Yeah,
just
half the
7
3.
base damage?
Yeah, it hit.
Bludgeoning?
God, I hate that it crit. Oh wait, shit. Oh yeah, wait, no. That was a crit. That should roll like a crit.
You can't crit on
In that
something that
case-
requires a saving throw.
That is true.
Sorry, no. If it was an attack that hit, and then if the attack hits, you have to do a strength saving.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So in that case, let me just. Oh, I don't like how. This is the issue with D&D Beyond. Yeah, you would take double that. So you would take 14.
14 damage?
Which means 7.
Is it magic damage?
Which means 7. Yeah, and it is
No.
I would say magic because it seems to be.
Okay.
Based off of the title of this attack. Albeit, I feel a little weird. Normally I would say it's not, but only because of the name of this attack, I'll say it's magical. Well, actually, sorry, I take it back. I'm dumb. They didn't throw a rock at you. They opened their hand and the rock flew at you. That's a better way to say that. It seems a projectile that moved on its own. But yeah, it hit for so you have that to 7 bludgeoning. Okay. Okay, let's see who's around nearby. Okay. Micah. Makal? Is that where we're going? I think I gave him Makal. That's the name I'll go for now. But this guy who's cool, named Makal, seems to almost yell out, but they don't. But they seem to push their back against like the wall as if they tried to say something. It's really unclear. They made some movement. Leadway, Snowcap, and Tourmaline. What's your passive perceptions?
20.
Or so I know. Okay.
Hold on, I need to check.
You hear
I'm 19.
movement, and someone seems to, or something seems to move out of this room with due haste, moving in this direction down a hallway or cavernous passage. Okay. Now, finally, now that shit's happening, this thing seems to move slightly into position, then a little more, crawling up. Its stalked eye slides around and seems to notice Jevaboo. It holds its ground, but seems to simply say, let's say, Jevaboo, you hear within your mind, hello. Food? That is all. This fellow seems to move a bit, climbing up this rock structure, and looks to you past the bear, kind of like a little bit with a bit of a frightened face. They left. Yeah. And they seem to kind of climb up this 5-foot indent by grasping the kind of top of the cliff and sliding their kind of hand along, and then lifting their body straight up, and then kind of settling their boot down against the new structure, and then kind of with their heel up, and then sliding their heel down, and then standing up straight with their long, elongated arm kind of sliding to their side as they move a little more, and then kind of hide against the cliff. And they look like they might do something with the bear, but they kind of get a little like, they try to they seem to kind of throw a rock that seems to hit the bear's spine and seems to bounce off a little bit. And then they move a little further, hiding, making kind of a shaking heavily in uncertainty. Yagram, what do you do?
I guess for now I would hear where the noises of combat have been coming from, so I'd try to move up to about here. Fuck. And bonus action dash to here. And then ready action hit for if something comes this way.
Okay. Alright. Norlis, your turn.
Norlis hears the commotion now, properly, and moves over here a little bit further, and sees a walking bear skeleton, and it's going to be like, "Oh! and cast Firebolt at it.
Oh, a bear.
Okay.
Does a 28 hit? What is that damage? Oh, I'm level 11 now! My damage went up! I forgot that happens with cantrips!
Fuck. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
shit!
I wish someone hit the bear previous so I could kill it, but let's see how much health the bear has. Okay. That's still that like is enough to like. Okay, you're not gonna kill it, but what body part do you want to knock off? If you want to pull up a bear skeleton image and you can like tell me the bone if you want.
No, I just hit a dead center in the skull and it pierces through and shatters a large mass of skull and leaves a scorch mark behind it, but not enough to completely shatter its sentience.
Okay.
But it has
in
a
regards to
gaping,
that-
burning hole in the center of its skull. Ow.
The rock that was kind of knocked towards it, it seems. I think I might have said it was knocked off, but that's not the most certain thing when you're in the heat of combat. I'll say that when you do that.
I didn't see any rocks, so you don't have to explain anything to me because I've been
Okay.
out of sight
Sure.
of everything up until now.
That's fine with me. What I'll just say is you do that, and then a bit of its rib cage also seems to like crack, and a pebble or maybe a big pebble slides down to the ground. Okay. Either way, its spine's a little fucked, but it's not too fucked. It can move. Drought, your turn.
I will fly over here. And, bap it with my greatsword.
Okay. And just to confirm again, does that take like a negative 1d4? Because you're really
yes.
tiny? Okay.
Yes.
And also, I have an actual genuine question.
Yeah.
I feel really like a bad DM that I haven't asked this already, like 18 times. Do you have disadvantage with every attack?
No.
Well,
It's a greatsword, right?
I mean, yeah.
It requires great swords are heavy, which requires a strength of 16 to wield. Otherwise, it would be attacked with
That's not what I'm
disadvantage.
asking. Their size class small normally. Right now, it's tiny, but they're small normally.
Yes, no, the
You're
weapon
supposed
shrunk
to be rolling
with
that
it.
at disadvantage.
The weapon
I
shrunk.
know, but before that, they were a small creature wielding, from my understanding, a normal sized, because that's how this works, greatsword. Like you wouldn't, if it was a smaller greatsword, it would have less damage anyway, or not be a greatsword. So normally, when there's a normal kobold size, wouldn't they have disadvantage on all attacks with that weapon? If it is a greatsword? Because they're small, and if you're small, you have disadvantage with heavy weapons.
I do believe you are technically correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I assume you. I'm surprised you either didn't know that, or I'm surprised. I meant to ask that a while ago, but I forgot. I apologize for not. I think it's bad as medium, not. But from this point on, unless you switch something out or want to talk to me after the session about something, I'm assuming that you have disadvantage on it normally. In
All right.
normative circumstances. Okay. Either way, that for the sake of the circumstance, you do hit. Okay, just all over attacks miss now will have disadvantage unless you think
So,
it
yeah, that's
would make sense to because it's now smaller. But
Yeah,
so are
that's
you.
14.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That combined with the previous stuff is actually just enough to kill it. How would you like to?
Just kind of just drop the greatsword on it more than less. Like not really swinging it, kind of just like it's like flying.
Okay. You're still pretty small, but oh, you're flying. Oh wait. Oh yeah. You drop it. Wait. Do you actually?
Well, I
wanna
don't drop it per se. I just kind of like let my arm swing down with it.
Okay, you mash into its body, and more of its ribs falter, and that's enough for it to kind of sling to the side, and it smashes against the floor. As some odd smoking things kind of spew out of it rather quickly, and it seems to stop moving.
Yeah, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Jevabu, your turn.
Okay. Let's see. Right here, these are just like small steps going up.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
like I would say that's like a 3 to 5 foot increase.
Okay. And then let me see. Like right over like right over here. What
That's
is
where it
this
becomes
like?
water.
Okay, is it like a drop off? Does this like area of
It
land kind of
seems
go
to
like right
be.
into the water?
It's hard to tell. It looks to be the same elevation as the ground here.
Okay.
So it's like 3 to 5 feet up here, 3 to 5 feet down here, and then it's just the water. With the water being the same elevation as where you're standing.
Okay. Okay, we're going to come up here to this guy. Bonus action rage. Let me see. No, it's gonna take an action. Yeah, just bonus action rage and say, I will not be your meal. And maybe if he can speak into people's minds, maybe he's smart enough to understand that. And I'm just gonna stand there, look very intimidating, and hold my action again. If he attacks me, or if like something else hostile gets within melee range.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion? Could I do?
Within regard, we actually have a question beforehand. Do
I'm trying
you
to be
use
more
a lot of body
intimidating.
language? Do you use a lot of body language with that, or no? You just kind of
Yeah,
sound intimidating.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm running up to him. I'm raging. I say, I will not be your meal. Can I do intimidation check on that? Because that's kind of more what I'm going for.
Sure, I'm gonna give you an option. Do you think it'd be fair if since I gave you the option for it, I'm gonna say that you choose. Do you want that to be your action, or do you want me just kind of give this to you? As in,
We'll
like,
have this be my action.
the effect it will have, basically.
Let's have this be my action.
Okay.
We'll do it that way.
Because otherwise, it would still have an effect, but wouldn't be as heavy.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay.
Ooh, nat 20.
It seems to trill its long tentacle kind of strand back significantly. It's still in the same position, like its body's still in the same position, but its tentacle of eyes way back, possibly entailing it got spooked by you, and is likely to move away once it gets a chance. Is that your turn?
Okay. Yes. And then also, just like kind of looking around real quick at like this area over here. How can I tell like how deep the water is, judging by like the creature in it?
It's hard to
Looking
really
at the water.
tell, but it looks like it kind of gets a little deeper over here, and maybe deeper over here. But it's
Sorry, where's the first one? Where's your first
deeper
ping?
over here and deeper over
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Also, since you're looking around, you would see a couple like weird signs and all sorts of stuff surrounding this, including what looks to be like a bunch of like all sorts of rope and things kind of attached to this weird well-like structure.
attached to it, like
Yeah,
hanging from the
Like
ceiling?
some of it, yeah, some of it's some's hanging from the ceiling. Others, yeah, some of it's hanging to the ceiling, connected to a stalactite. Others are kind of just around this, and there's bunches of little signs along this, saying all sorts of things, like no,
Oh,
danger
physical
entry,
written signs. Okay,
like some in languages you don't quite see, but also it's in the heat of a moment you wouldn't be able to read all of them.
understood.
Okay.
Understood.
If that's your turn, I'll go on to the next thing.
Yep.
Okay. This creature is struggling. It's in an awkward position. It kind of moves its body a little bit along the thing. Starts to kind of even swim awkwardly to get itself into position, but finally kind of moves here. Kind of in a very awkward positioning. It's kind of wet. It looked like it struggled a little bit. It's now right up to Snowcap, and it looks angry. Really angry. First, it's going to kind of try to grasp you with a talon. Does a 28, I assume, hits?
Yep.
I would like you to roll a escape save. So, from my understanding, that would be, since this is a form of grapple, oh wait, shit. I'm not gonna screw this up like I said. Never mind. You are now grappled. You can, on your turn, try to escape the grapple. Since you are grappled, you'll have a restrain condition, and this thing can't, use this talon to attack you. Now that it's grabbed you, if its talon is holding you in place, it's gonna try to beak you. I would like to see if this hits. It actually misses. You're lucky. That's a
L.
big attack. Also, from the initial attack it took you, take 16 slashing damage, as it kind of grasps your body in its talon.
Okay, 16 slashing damage.
Yeah. All right. Torlin, your turn.
Give me 1 second.
This creature's eyes seem to be focused, kind of
Um,
all sorts of things, but one of them is clearly focused on your bow. Or on Snowcap's bow.
am I swimming out here?
A little bit. This water's not too deep, but you've smashed things, so you would be technically swimming a little bit. Oh, did you actually for your swimming speed?
No, I'm just.
Okay. Alright.
I was just asking.
Well,
Yeah, so I'm going to. What's this? What?
Yeah, what?
Huh?
I'm confused.
I don't know
okay,
why it's negative, but the number is correct. It is just 10
Okay.
for some reason. Did you? Oh, nope, that doesn't make sense either. The number's correct. You rolled a 1,
Yeah.
plus 9 is 10. I don't know why it's negative.
I'm
Roll
gonna be real.
again,
In
just
the
out of
formula,
curiosity.
it's at-
Oh wait, I know why. I put on a crit, so I put a crit range on this real quick last turn from 19 minus 20. Would that be
Yeah,
something?
that's
Oh
yeah,
my
that's
God.
yeah, that's
Okay, wait.
that's
Because
Let me
I thought
check.
that would
like
affect
part.
the crit range and not anything relative to the actual roll.
Okay,
I
let
mean,
me.
they rolled a
Perhaps-
crit fail, so.
Because I have a different thing that should auto. Let's see, make sure. Yeah.
I mean, we can just. It's. I
It can be
changed
worked on
that
later.
Yeah,
back.
re-roll. Yeah.
Well, no, they still just rolled a
actually, no,
1.
you said the
No,
roll's
I
correct.
can.
Okay, you rolled a 1. There we
I
go,
can
that's
keep
fine.
the miss. Yeah, I can keep the miss.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
like,
I am gonna check something on your sheet, but yeah, okay.
So
Make your
you-
next
What the
attack. You
heck?
you
What?
miss, and mash it against this ship, which causes some bits of wood to fall into the water,
that was
making
crazy.
making some splashes.
Huh.
Okay. Make your next attack if you. Oh shit. Yeah, this one hits. You mash it into its I'd say one of its legs. Pretty nastily.
Then I will use my bonus action.
It's still
Right.
grasping Snowcat though.
Yummers.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
I'm
fun
going to
fact. That
find-
hits. Let me just check again. That hits. Too. And then you bite it pretty nastily.
then
With that in
something
mind, let me
like-
just check something. Oh, it's probably still alive. Yeah.
Damn, still holding on to me.
Wait, no. Is it dexterity? I think it's dexterity. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. Well, that would be. Oh, it. Okay. Oh, wrong.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah.
It got a. Oh shit! It rolled. I was about to give you a good answer, but I realized it rolled it. I rolled it twice. What I clicked. Okay, it rolled a 19. Unless
Okay.
it's a disadvantage.
Wait a minute. It does make it a disadvantage because I
It
am
rolled a 10.
swimming.
Yeah.
It is now knocked prone.
Oh shit. Does that prevent its grapple? No, I don't think it does. It's now just grappled on the floor. Okay. So it's now grappling Snowcap while being on its main torso being smashed on the floor. Okay.
I think if you were a creature, it would probably let go of what you were grappling. In
No,
this
it
scenario.
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I think I'm not gonna. By the way, I'm not necessarily all strict to certain mechanical circumstances. This creature is not let go, but someone else in that circumstance would.
Yeah.
And some tentacle creature would probably be even less likely to let go. By the way, yeah. Let's see. Ooh. This thing is looking pretty not great though. Snowcat.
That's my turn. Yeah.
Your turn. Formerly as mashed
Okay.
into this thing. This thing's now looking not so great. Its eyes are now focused heavily on your bow. It is enticed by it for some reason. Possibly why it hasn't let go of you despite being smashed onto the floor.
See.
What do you want to do?
Okay, I'm grappled. If I'm grappled, like, can I cast
restrained.
spells?
Yes, I
restrained.
believe you can. Yes, you can. I'll just pull up the restraint thing just to confirm. But I believe the main thing it does, from my understanding, unless there's something else, it makes it so your speed's 0.
Okay.
So you could use your action if you want to try to get free. Your attack rolls against the creature. Okay, yeah. So the other thing is that attack rolls against the restrained creature. So you have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. You have disadvantage. And also you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throw. Wait. Yeah, I guess you have disadvantage on dexterity. That seems weird, but yeah.
You're restrained. You can't move. You can't dodge.
Yeah. Okay, that is fair. Okay, yeah. Does that? Oh wait, yeah, no. It's the grapple save is would be acrobatics or athletics to get free, not dexterity. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. You have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, and yeah, that's what I was thinking. But for some reason, I had a discussion with something if I was listening. Okay, yeah, but the stuff I said, or I'll just write out. But yeah, you can't move, or at least you can't do movement, and you'll have disadvantage on dexterity, and things are more likely to hit you.
Okay, that means that
And you have disadvantage on attack.
I am going to.
This thing's looking pretty bad, by the way.
Okay. I'm gonna hit it with the
Ian, Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I missed that. Yeah. Oh shit, we're doing this shit. Okay. Fun time. That was sudden. Okay, you cast that spell, and it's gonna fucking have a fun time. Let's see. Let's see what it gets. Okay. It got a 12. You shoot
womp
out
womp.
Okay, yeah. So a burst of cold energy seems to emanate from you, smashing into this thing. Roll the damage?
21
It's already
damage.
rolled.
Oh. Oh, I see, you already did. Okay. Yeah, this seems to like cause a layer of ice to kind of slide up on its body, and in a intensified, like, quick manner, with like some kind of looking like, less like it's being frozen, more like ice formations are kind of shriveling up its body like veins, which are kind of piercing at it a little bit, and just enough to kind of dig in deep in one particular area, which is all it takes for this thing to let go of you, as its like its turkey neck and long hand slam down to the ground with the rest of us, implying its death as it bleeds out of its shoulder and several other locations from where you shot it with arrows.
Ooh.
With it now having some stripes per se, made of ice, which might melt soon, but maybe not.
Did it
Is
freeze
that
in
your
place
turn?
as it died?
It didn't like. Let's see. There's not a thing that says it's turned to. Oh, hindered ice is. Yeah, there's not some special thing that
Okay.
necessarily like says it turns to ice or anything. It's more that ice formations grapple around it. Either way, is it your turn?
And wait, I cast a spell. Does that mean I can still attack with my bow?
No.
That used your action.
Well, then. Shit. Ignore that.
Yeah, you can't roll it now. You have a bonus action remaining and movement, but I'd like to kind of move things along a little bit. So if you're not sure what to do, we can end your turn here. Otherwise,
Okay, I'll end my turn here.
Okay. The bear's dead. This person seems to move a little closer. Moving on here. Actually, say around here, kind of stepping upon a desk of sorts. As it kind of pulled its hands back in some pockets and reveals them again, and two more little rocks. Actually, wait a second. It'll move a little bit forward. Yeah, we'll can move a little more. And this time, it pulls its hands back, and instead of real little rocks, it's got something else up its sleeve. A bit of a mass of mud. Let's see. You are just within 30 feet. And so I would like, it seems to shoot a bit of mud across this room, across the broken bridge, and onto you. Tourmaline. Tourmaline, roll a dexterity saving throw. Oh wait, I did that wrong. Tourmaline, you do it. It actually also hit the corpse of so a bunch of corpses. Actually, let me rephrase it. Snowcap, Yagram and Drawit also roll a dex saving throw. It
Okay.
bashed over here. It hit around this area, but it extends way. It worked differently than I thought it did. Yeah, but no, mud spews all around this area, covering portions of a broken bridge.
I'm
The
sorry,
corpses,
wouldn't
but also you
Yagram
guys.
and Drop be blocked by the wall that's blocking right here? Like, is this not a solid wall?
Let me see. I think the angling. So what they're
'Cause I
shooting
can't
is they're
see it
shooting.
past
They're
this
shooting a
shadow.
projectile that once it hits, it then blasts into a thing. The angling works out because of their. I guess they could be right down here and do it, but it wouldn't really change anything since the thing's aimed. It's hitting like right by Tourmaline, and then blasting out from there. So it's a less about her angling and more about the like. It's not her angling, but it's
Okay.
more about just if a target she can hits that, and then it spreads from there. But either way, you guys rolled stuff. Okay. If you rolled worse than if you got a 13 or higher, you succeeded.
Wait a minute. I
If you-
was supposed to roll that on that place.
Yep.
Yeah, dog and barbarian. Does my 32 pass it?
Quickly, Normus,
Yeah.
make it low. Make it a lower number.
Okay.
You
I
thought
would
Okay,
not even
so
be
if you
mad.
failed it, take 18, and you are now given the strain condition as the blast of mud that got on you begins to harden significantly as it turns to stone. Not you, you're not to stone, but the mud that's gotten onto you is turning to stone, and it's
Wait, how much
it's
damage did you
pretty
say?
nasty. Let me just check again to make sure if it's half or not. Let me just check. Okay. Yeah, if you succeeded, you take 0 damage. If you failed, you take 18. And the
What type of
it
damage
was a
is it?
13.
I
Oh,
think
it
is what they were
doesn't-
asking.
bludgeoning.
No. I was asking like the damage itself.
Yeah.
Like you said,
So
if you succeed.
Well, you took
you
this
said-
bludgeoning damage and you're raging, so it's halved.
Tourmaline, you
No, I
you rolled
passed.
an advantage,
Danger
right?
sense.
Yeah.
Yes. And
So
I got
you
a
didn't
20.
get
got
hit. You didn't
20.
so you didn't get damage bonus. Yeah, you were able to kind of dodge around the mud. But yeah, now portions of the this little like broken stumps are now kind of covered in this strange substance which seems to harden.
I like
Most
to
of it
imagine
kind
it
of-
just like actually just ricocheted and only hit Drop.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Draw is now becoming a little like they have a little like coat made of like concrete now basically. They're not having fun. But they have okay, so yeah, now
I mean,
Draw
I
looks
am
like a
on
little
my-
blob of gray.
Am I just like stuck to my broom now?
On your turn, you can use a let me just see. An affected creature must repeat the saving throw at the end of its next turn. So yeah. On a successful save, the effect ends on the creature. On a failed save, the creature has the petrified condition for 24 hours. That'd be bad. Meaning that bit of mud will then do more than just harden itself. Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah. This thing seems to move off heavy. Do you use your would you like to use an opportunity attack to attack this thing or no, Jevbu? Jevbu?
It's running away.
Yeah, you spooked it and now it's
Okay.
moving away.
No.
Okay. It seems to kind of dive a bit into the water. You can see kind of like it keeps moving, kind of swimming a little bit. Pushes past like a partially submerged ladder, and then starts to submerge its body. Moving, using its action and whatnot to try to get deep as it can, becoming non-visible. Not easily visible. Okay. This little fellow seems to peek around, looking a bit at the people. Normalness, are your eyes kind of focuses on this area or around over here?
Well, I saw the bear last, so probably here.
Okay. You seem to see someone who looks to be a human with a very large red arm, and you get, because of your specialized eyes, this room, despite being dark, I mean, it's not like there's a torch lit, but it is kind of a dim room to some degree, and where there's not torch, it's kind of dark. But because of your eyes, none of that really matters. You can see pretty well in any space. I would like you to roll a history check at advantage.
Oh.
Okay.
What the
I'm using this history check for something I've used it for in some cases, as in like a more of a if you remember this person, and you look at that black hair, that face with that kind of chin. The clothing's a little different, but the facial structure and hair tells a story. You know exactly who this is, and it's someone who's you wouldn't be on good terms with at all. This is Micah, the adventurer, quote-unquote fighter, who really screwed you over in a town not that far away when you were initially trying to get to, or on your journey to Vetberg. However, they look different in lots of ways. They clearly look to be a more frightened person than you remember them being. They clearly look to be in a different state, and most importantly, you do not remember them having a giant red arm. They seem to look at you, at least in your direction, and they possibly get a good look at you, and they use their arm, they grasp at the wall, and they slide themselves to a side to potentially hide from you. Moving a little bit more, but you do quite hear them well step on what sounds like an egg, a broken egg. Yagrum, your turn.
Now, just to be entirely sure, this is a hag.
Maybe.
A very pissy hag.
They look a bit larger than a lot of hags, and they seem to like. They potentially a hag, but they look a little different than some hags. They have like almost the posture and like height of a troll, but they have they have a lot of troll-like features, but also this is a place where hags are present, and they have some hag-like features too, so it's hard to tell.
Okay, well, I'm gonna bonus action dash right up to her.
Okay.
And
Here's
then,
the thing.
yeah.
A lot of that's difficult terrain. This portion is broken, is like kind of damaged, whatever. This is completely broken. Tourmaline destroyed it. So right here, and I'd say yeah, like this space would be difficult terrain, and this space might as well also be difficult terrain. So you at least have 2 to 3 spaces of difficult terrain.
Okay, well, I said bonus action dash, so my entire movement would be 60 feet.
Okay, let's see. Where were you initially?
I was right here. I was 40 feet away. I was right here.
Okay. I'll say you can just barely make it. Yeah, because some of us will cancel that out just enough that you could make it right there in time. But you would have kind of trudged water slightly, quite a bit, almost enough to need to swim, but not quite that. And
You've got sweat.
yeah, it would have been awkward as hell getting to this position, but you managed to get there.
That's fine. That's fine to me. But yeah, I would give that. I would give it 2 attacks.
Okay.
Using Great Weapon Mastery. So that's a flat 20 and a 14. Ooh.
Can smite it or anything?
I don't have any spell slots.
Damn.
Pain you have, they say in giant. Pain I have more so.
Touch you, I will.
Break you on my maul, I shall.
But yeah, you seem to. Is that your turn? You seem to mash them pretty well with that maul.
Yeah, that'd be my turn.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Is that the correct damage? Oh, you wait, Weapon Master. Ah.
Does the second attack hit? That is a 14.
No, there's a way to roll it, but I like to use more where it will like auto show it so it's easier to read quickly instead of just showing the plus, negative, whatever. So yeah, you would the second attack. Let me just check. I don't think the second attack hits. No, it 14 misses. Yeah. But the first attack definitely hits, doing some nasty damage.
Yay.
Okay, yeah.
That'll be my turn.
Nautilus, your turn.
Just moves up a little bit. Cast a firebolt at it. Was a 27 hit?
Yeah.
Yeah. 27 hits.
That's 22 fire damage, and then he backs up.
Pain I have greater. Pain you have lesser.
That's my turn.
Bitch, you have not.
No, they look fairly injured now. Trot, your turn. You are in a position where you need to make a just kind of shrivel yourself out of this. You got to make a dexterity. This is an odd choice, but it's dexterity saving throw. Maybe it's not. Oh shit. Let me just check the stuff. Okay, infected creature will repeat the saving throw at the end of its next turn. On a successful save, the effect ends on the creature. On a failed save, the creature has the petrified condition for 24 hours. Does you being really tiny help you in any way? Does that give you any bonuses to anything?
Nope. And that's at disadvantage because I am restrained.
Wait. That's a little unfair, but
Right, it's a low DC, isn't it? So
yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys watch in horror as these mud that had become stone fuses a little bit deeper, and now you have a little draught statuette.
I like to imagine it's literally just like a fucking round ball.
Collectible
With this...
figure. Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's just a round ball with the sword sticking out, and it's just floating there.
Okay. This is worse. In real life, concrete. If you like, I don't know, do the concrete shoes or whatever, it's not just gonna submerge your feet in concrete. Your feet in concrete and like make it hard to move. It's gonna burn you. It's gonna.
That's not how petrification works. I am actually stone.
I'd like to imagine that the exterior concrete starts to kind of slide off, and now you have a perfect little like draught statuette, as if the concrete was a mold almost.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, you have a little. Yeah, I'll say that's what happened. It like now that kind of cracks open, and now you have a perfect draught statuette.
Oh.
Okay, little like figure you could put in a jar. Not that you would do that. Jeff, your turn.
I need a big jar.
You're tiny now. You're like a foot tall.
Yeah, I'm still like 2 foot something.
Okay, a big. I mean, you have a jar of it. Oh, sorry, actually, did you guys take the jar full of fingernails?
Oh.
Okay. Well, you can find that jar. Jeff's turn.
Going to action dash.
Roll a 1d10 for me, Jeff, real quick. If it's an 8, a 9, or a 10, something's gonna happen. Actually, no, take it back.
Okay.
If it's a 1, 2, or 3, something will happen.
You said D10?
Yeah.
5.
Okay, you're fine. If you rolled a 1, 2, or 3, you would have stepped on a glass bottle and broken it. You probably wouldn't have taken any damage, but you're fine. You look at Draught, and they seem to. There's like a bit of like hardened stone material next to them, and you can see like they're still small, but they look to be a statue. Maybe this isn't Draught. Maybe this is just a Draught statue that happened to be here, but it might not be. They're stone.
Okay. $14. Let's see. I think that's gonna be my turn. Just gonna get in the mix.
Okay. You're stepping on all sorts of stuff. Okay. Now, Tourmaline, it's your turn. It seems your main threat now, unless you consider that strange guy over here, seems to be this weird troll hag. Who knows what they are?
You said something's my main threat. I don't see anything. All right. Just
It's a little awkward, but like since you kind of the nature of your body and the circumstances, you like it would be mostly in water, so you're good.
the wrong thing. Right. I'm going to punch it.
Younger than you're supposed to be, or maybe not, is for me to see. This the creature seems to say in giant as you
Sure.
approach. That is gonna hit. You yeah. That is. Oh wow, you rolled pretty fucking bad. Okay, you knock her in the shin, I guess. But you have more attacks, don't you? Ooh, there we go. Yeah, that hits, and that's a bit more nasty. Mm.
It
Okay,
makes
they
a
look a bit injured now. Fairly
I think
injured. They're not
they're
looking
saving
nearly as
throw.
good as they were. Snowcap, your turn.
Wait, no. It has to make a
Oh, you
dexterity
still have
saving
another.
throw.
Oh yeah, you still have another thing. Yeah, good point. Or wait. Oh wait, I didn't. Yeah. Wait, did I put in the? Wait, I think I didn't count your bite attack. Oh, I missed a thing. I'm sorry. Yeah. In that case, I apologize. I'm not even sure. I actually didn't quite hear what you said, but regardless, that's actually enough to kill it. I missed one of the attacks.
Oh,
How would you like to kill them or take them down, whatever means. You don't have to. I mean, I'm more so saying that because you don't have to like, kill every enemy you take down, but by default, that's the assumption.
but my last was it the bite that killed it? I'm pretty sure it would be the bite.
Yeah, you're gonna bite their nose off.
She's gonna punch it once in the jaw, punch it again in its nose, and then she's going to bite and rip at its neck.
Pain, pain, it's me in pain. As they seem to bleed profusely, and they're kind of as they seem to shift their head as they die, they snort out a lot of blood and mucus out of their nose in a disgusting manner. As a bunch of pebbles fall out of their pockets and around the area and seem to kind of just make a mess, I guess.
Granny Forgetto, more like Granny
Wait, you can
Forgetto
see
to
that?
live. Yes, I can see Granny Forgetto's
Oh,
name.
I didn't realize I didn't realize I have a C. Okay, yeah, okay, good. That's fine. You didn't know her name, but I guess you'd better did. I normally have it fat for my reference, but sometimes I have it for your reference, and I didn't realize it had the
It,
player information from C.
it turned on in like a few a few turns ago.
Okay, maybe I did that by accident. Okay. All right. Do you guys want to end initiative now, or do you want to continue it since there's one enemy that you guys are? I'm uncertain what your views are on. One has one opinion, the rest I'm not sure. Are you tracking down to kill the armed guy? Is what I'm saying. And also, there was someone that ran over here, but that would be outside of initiative, assumedly. Oh, there's also something that submerged too, I guess, but assumedly that thing's gone. So you said you're not ending initiative, or no?
No, I am ending initiative.
Okay.
His name.
Anyone else?
Sure.
It's up to you. It's up to what Yagron would do. Would he like? Would they rush towards the
Yeah.
potential enemy, or would they have had enough reason to believe that you're not fighting that enemy, or not know about their presence?
Gonna betray all
Actually,
you. No.
I guess they can see it. Yeah, you would have seen the guy throw a rock at the skeletal bear, I believe. That would have given you enough to know that you think you're on your side. Okay. End initiative then. In combat. I don't know why did I say end initiative. That's like the worst way to say that. Okay. As in that's. Yeah, it's just not okay. Yeah. Things kind of get a little more the immediate tension seems to lessen for a little bit. And you kind of get used to the fact this is a damp cave. A bit of silence is now present, but not that much. There might be bats or something in the area. And Snowcap, you now see, or I guess you see, lots of stuff, but you see the human figure kind of look to you. Cowering against in place, kind of doing almost like a squat of sorts, maybe like a Slav squat or something, in place with their large hand kind of scrawling against the rock, looking around. The granny's dead. The other fled. What? What? Help. Kind of looking in place as they kind of look around the room and kind of scratch the rock. Okay,
What's
I'll give
in
you
the? I want to loot the granny.
Sure. There's a bunch of rocks that have little there's about 20 rocks with little indents on them. Like little X marks, some of them have little runic symbols. They're potentially magical, but it's unclear that you have a way to use them. Otherwise, in addition to that, that's the basic thing. Roll a investigation check.
Okay.
Okay. You end up finding a strange large you see a bag which seems to be like do you know, have you ever rock climbed before? Is there like a rock climbing center?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Do you know those like little bags you kind of put on your back that have a little clay in it? Or I think it's
You
clay.
mean the chalk bags?
Oh, chalk. Very good. Not clay. Chalk. Yeah. Chalk.
Oh yeah.
They have like a bag like that, but it's like this weird like mud substance. Then they seem to have in a holster of sorts. I guess a holster is the wrong word. A sheath of sorts, a big leather sheath, kind of under their dress, sort of, so it wouldn't be immediately apparent, or under some of their rags, I guess. A full-on battle axe, a really big battle axe, like a battle axe that would be big enough for like Jevabu or Tourmaline to adequately wield.
Ooh.
Then, you find around 70 gold,
No,
um, a necklace made of clams that seems to spell I hate the sea, I hate you, not so much, it's okay, I hate you, whatever. It's made of clams, it's the main bit, but there's a couple other shells, and then there's bits of bone and other things.
From the body, can I identify whether it's like a hag or not?
My
Yeah, you
question,
can.
I'm curious, how are you trying to assess that? Because that's
Yeah,
a, like, oh yeah, this is a hag, says completely untrained expert.
yeah, this is a case where it's not as obvious. They might be something you've heard of. It's called a Finseer, but they look a little bit more haggy than a typical Finseer by a lot, so it's hard to tell. Maybe it's because it's a woman, or maybe because of other circumstances, but it's odd. You can do a Arcana check, but even then, like, you might want to do a greater analysis to get a better guess. But you could, like, just to make a informed guess based off physique and whatnot, you can. But again, have you even seen a hag in person? I mean, that's actually up to you. If you feel like you have, you
I mean,
probably
we
have.
literally saw a
Wait, sorry,
hag the
sorry.
other
I take it
time.
back. I take it back. Okay, before this day, I guess. Yeah, I guess a better way to frame it. You guys did say a hag earlier. Did you like analyze it deeply? Did you get a good look at it, or do you? I mean, how long did you look at it? I guess I should say. You might
Uh,
not know all the physique. Yeah, okay. I guess that's the better thing is if you can roll Arcana, but like I'm not gonna give you a amazing answer unless you do really well, and even then it's gonna depend. Also, I'm not quite
uh,
done with the stuff they have.
okay.
They also seem to have um 3 potions. One of them is labeled, which reads Diminution. The other 2 are not. One seems to be like this weird, like clear white potion.
Oh, perfect. A
And
jar to put draw in.
and the other seems to be a like where was it? Let me just get up the thing. Oh, wrong page. I want to get the correct description. Oh, the other seems to be a yellow fluid streaked with black, black with some swirls on its own. Wait. Oh, sorry. Sorry. It swirls on its own. It seems to be actively swirling. This yellow potion.
Mine.
Okay. You said you wanted to use the clear white potion on Drought. You said.
Yeah, put them in the jar.
Okay.
I
It's
think
not.
they're making a
Oh, we're making a
joke.
joke.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Could have been acid to melt them. That would have been bad. Might not have been, but who knows?
Is Tourmaline talking to the hand guy, I guess?
That's we'll see. By the way, we're not gonna go too much longer, but I wanted to give you guys a chance to kind of survey the area before we end the session. Yeah, Tourmaline, are you going? You see the hand guy kind of like they kind of positioned like close to the wall. They're cowering, kind of. They look scared. What do you say anything, or you just kind of look at them?
you do in fact have style. Do you perchance have a name?
uh, uh, yeah, but they call me here 0072, but and sometimes Armo, but I don't like those names. Uh, uh, uh 00112. That's not my name. I mean that's what they called me, but it's uh, Micah. That's my real name.
And how did you end up in these circumstances?
My group. Once we went to Vetberg and left and did some surveying now here. Since we had issues in Vetberg, but I don't really remember. I don't remember if we actually came here or if we got captured in Vetberg. My mind's was messed with. My dreams are odd. I don't really dream, but that's connected. I think. I don't fully remember everything, but I remember some things. And you're not with the hags, I don't think. But you were supposed to be here, but someone else that isn't you, I think. I don't get it. You're like a siren, I think. I saw other sirens, but you're not the one, but you're the one. I don't know.
Is there more hacks to vanquish?
Okay. Are you saying that in your current position, Snowcap?
Yeah.
I
Okay,
want to
so
say you
we're
were
not-
busy
we're not
searching the
whispering.
body while they were actually having this conversation. Things
Okay.
happen in
Also,
tandem.
by
Okay,
the
so it
way,
would be
one
here.
thing. Oh, by the way, I will say one thing you might start to notice if you. Okay, so you're still in the body. We might notice something else later. Okay. Is anyone else looting anything else? And also, I'm hoping that people do write down everything I'm saying. If anyone needs to repeat something this session, let me know. Some things early I might be a little uncertain on, but yeah.
Hornless.
What are these things?
What things? These?
Yeah.
They seem to be barrels of some type of greasy, strange fluid that seems to almost be leaking out of them. They're labeled fix the, and then it looks like a little funky. It's in some, like, it's hard to read initially, but if you look at it a bit, it seems to say condition. It's just spelled pretty poorly. Like it's like written in like not that well. And then you look at the other barrel, and on the side it seems to say mint to fix petrification. Outcome uncertain.
Yeah, Grum. Maybe you should draw to one of these barrels.
I mean, why rush it?
Yeah, somebody could
'Cause
give you inspiration for that.
me.
No, Yagrum for saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I already have inspiration.
Like, I mean, look, I've been meaning to make a map of the area. I could use a good paperweight. we could take the barrel with us. And how long is this supposed to last anyway?
I don't know.
No less.
Oh, I should probably mention they died kind of strangling against a big cauldron with some type of fluid in it.
Yeah, well,
So, Andren,
with this thing.
I'm trying not to talk over other people at the moment. I feel like people are continuously saying things, and I don't want to be rude to them.
Come on, say stuff.
I literally called on to you.
No, I know, but other people started talking, so I was waiting.
Wait, who was talking?
Both Snowcap and Amethyst.
Oh, I am very sorry.
Amethyst, you're really dead naming Tourmaline.
No, Amethyst
I'm
is
actually
the-
neither naming them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amethyst is
This-
the
Fuck,
person's
yeah,
name.
yeah,
Lair's
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Albeit they did once play a character named Amethyst.
I
We
do
don't talk
confuse
about that.
Amethyst and Sardonyx.
Shit.
Amethyst was a gem, quite literally.
Were they?
True.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So is a ruby.
That's not what I meant.
So was the Sardonyx.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're literally a thing. I thought you meant the character. Okay. Because they were not like a crystal person. Unless there's a bit of lore I forgot. Which might be. It might be. It's been like
A
half
gem
years.
just means a good thing.
Why not? Oh, that's another way to take it. Which might be true. Okay. What are the rest of you doing? More so, I should probably frame. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a chance. Nornless, Jevabu, what are you guys doing?
There we go.
What happened to draw it here?
I didn't catch it myself. The clear answer is they were turned into stone. I don't know how or. Nornus is like flipping through his spell book, seeing if he has anything that can fix this. And after 25-30 seconds, he realizes he does not have anything that he thinks can fix this.
I mean, could you give us a wild guess?
I said doesn't, in case you misheard me.
Oh.
Yes, no, he does not have anything that can fix this.
How about we start with just dipping in a toe, you know? Nothing severe.
Dipping a toe in what?
In this barrel, named, you know,
Why would we put him in a barrel?
I just kind of pushed the barrel in front with, in case of petrification written on it. It's this one.
Okay.
I do not trust that. Yeah,
I assume you guys are running across this room, right?
I mean, we're really not that far away from one another, but yes.
Okay. Most of that's because this is even if you like speak, the idea of echoing in this space is reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I would like
that's
to make
what-
note. Snowcap now, albeit Tourmaline's in the way a little bit, but not you could probably sneak past it. And more so, Jevabu, you notice, well, I guess two things. First, this guy, Jevabu, you probably saw this. You definitely have Snowcap. This was the person, Oglaf, who assumedly came from Gress or somewhere, and was the person in Mossfilver that basically helped set up the peace accords of peace deal from the Gresshelm side. As in, they seem to be
Jeez.
dead. Why they're here is completely unknown. It just doesn't seem like a place they would go. Meaning they must have been taken here, but like, if so, how and what? And then I'd like you to I'd like everyone here, if you're looking around here, to roll Arcana. This is a good thing to end this off of, by the way. Snowcap, you're not the like. It's not if you have like you're not the most storyteller, but you know that based off of like generalistics, there's a decent chance, not a definite, a decent chance that the structure you see right here is a teleportation sigil.
Damn.
And you're not the most familiar with them, so it's hard to say if this is a huge deal or not. but I don't think. Yeah, you never went there. So yeah, this is probably the first. If this is one, this is the first one you've ever seen. Unless you've been to a particular island or Talev, which I don't think you have. Okay. As this is happening, actually, I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity. Do you guys go in right here or go an extra 10 minutes or 15 minutes for mostly roleplay and looting reasons? There's more that can happen, but I want to let you guys determine if it's getting a little late for some of y'all.
Also, what are these things over here?
I think
You
it's
keep
more
going.
important to answer the question first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that decides if determines if I'm going to answer that question or not.
I'm so
Okay,
awake.
well,
It's
you're so awake. It's okay. I thought you guys say I'm so awake. It's crazy, or like something like that, or I'm so awake. It's a wacky circumstance, or I'm so
The
awake. I
Rock
could dog,
speaks.
or I'm so awake. I could like I don't know, like do a flip. Okay,
I'd say just send it here.
okay. Uh, I mean, I okay. That works.
Why
No,
can't
no,
I
you
didn't get any response.
play?
no one else to state your opinion.
Keep playing.
I mean, when I said I'm still awake, I am being like, yeah, I'm okay to keep going.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I wasn't saying too long. I was like 10 to 15 minutes more, just for like beefing up.
3
If
hours.
you guys want to end here, I can.
Another 3 hours.
Another
Uh,
break.
I'd like input from someone else. Obviously,
We can
I'm
keep
not gonna.
going.
Okay.
I think
Um.
I mean, it is the latest for me, so you
Yeah.
know.
I know, but like an hour more than like Draught. But we'll go an extra 10 minutes. But Draught, you can go if you want, honestly, because you can't do anything right now unless someone stuffs you in a jar or a barrel. I mean.
I put him in the barrel.
Unless you feel that you'd be missing out on the circumstance by not being in your full whatever. Okay. Anyway, I'll ask. I'll at least answer Snowcat's question. What were you asking about? What are
What
these?
is yeah, these.
Okay. This looks like a shield. This looks like some stones or rocks or bricks, and this looks like um a wheelbarrow that's been broken, or just a
Not what I
broken
was
wheelbarrow.
pointing at. I'm
Oh, what were you pointing at?
other side of the.
Okay, I gotta scroll out more because I thought it was something close to you.
Probably
Oh,
move your character
oh,
over there.
that. All the way over that. Those are some stone shelving, which seem to have potentially bones or maybe even like books or potions in them, but definitely bones.
What's in this barrel?
Um, that barrel? Let me just check something important before I answer that. Let me just check. Da-da-da. Ba- Um. Da-da-da. Okay. You find a couple things. You find a jar of fingernails labeled Freld, comma, Blue Ravens, and some of them have like one of them has like a fingertip on it, like it has a good bit of their flesh on it. Um, then you find what looks to be like a ram's horn, and then um you seem to find a finger labeled Felden, comma, Blue Ravens.
Ugh.
And then there's a bit of charcoal.
What about the table?
However, the finger was in a jar. What about what?
There's some table and the
Oh, of a table. Okay, let me just write down. Confirm. Um. Okay. Um. You seem to. By the way, the fingernails look like bloody. They don't look like they're just clippings. It's like they are look like they were fingernails ripped off someone's hand. Um. On the table, there seems to be a note in Fit and Fey, and then what looks to be a gravestone that's got some dirt on it, which seem to, and this is probably where I'll end things a little bit, or about to, unless someone else has a final thing they'd like to do. Let me just check one thing real quick so I can get this correct on the naming for this. But it seems to read, in peace, in rest, Victus, forevermore. Implying that Victus is potentially someone's name, or maybe it's an action, but if you read it again, below there seems to be a full name, which seems to say Victus, and there's like a, where there would be a last name, it seems to have been scratched out a long time ago. It looks to be the gravestone of someone named Victus.
Mhm. Snowcap is looking a little bit more frantic, kind of like a little bit on nerves, kind of like
There seems, oh, sorry, go on. Like,
basically Snowcap is kind of like a little bit upset that he hasn't found any bowstring yet. It's kind of like a more of an impatience on his end.
yeah,
He's
okay.
a little bit twitchy.
All right. Okay. So, is there anything else someone would like to do? This, after this session, we might do some, throughout the week, I might do some text-based stuff to some degree.
Ooh.
Especially revolving the arm guy, but also definitely some opportunities to loot more of his place, which is I normally feel a little weird about, but I think I'm cool with doing given the circumstances. Um, Especially some in group discussions on certain things. But yeah. Okay. Is anyone like to do anything else? It's quick.
Yeah.
Or
Titus, you first?
I don't have anything at the moment.
okay.
Okay. But I do. Just small thing. Uh, anyone found any particularly interesting looking weapon?
Oh yes, in go look at the hat, the Cretan.
They seem to
Alright.
have a very large battle axe, not like a great axe, but a battle axe, which implies like it's typically it can be one-handed, but it's big enough that like it would be adequate in the hands of like Tourmaline or Jebabu. Meaning it's a battle axe meant for like a size class large creature.
Gee. That's a little bit outside of my weight class. Uh,
Gotta
anything
gain a
else?
few pounds.
I've been trying. I have a very fast metabolism.
Here, hardtack might help with it. If your stomach can even digest hardtack.
So I'm pretty sure there's nothing that can digest that.
I feel like you're being needlessly rude. Is there a reason for that to look at?
It's just like know that the string is somewhere around the hags.
That's not what he asked.
Yes, no, that's not what I asked at all. Is there a reason you are speaking so aggressively to Mr. Yagram? That was needless.
I don't think there is a need to get into this. You know, you know, we're all a bit groggy,
A
but
lot has happened today.
still, keep the tongue behind the can't even talk. Keep the tongue behind the cheeks.
Some of you start to look back, or at least notice, that the person with the abnormally large arm is kind of scrunched back again, still kind of frantic looking around. They kind of looked at Javabu and as if they haven't even seen something like them before. Albeit they were definitely a little bit spooked by Tourmaline still, but at least had a different kind of take from it. And then they kind of looked to Yagram, and I'd say Yagram, I would like you to roll a history check.
Oh, wow! I am terrible at these.
You feel
Is
like
Mike races against rabbits?
Is there a role reason you were asking this?
No.
Okay.
were you afraid I had a races mechanic yet, like already?
No, no. It was
Already?
because
Already?
Micah has like kind of is scared, but like has different reactions to different players, and Snowcap's a herring gone.
With 6, you feel like there's like, you look at some of your traits. Obviously, you don't think you've seen a person with a big arm before, but they're like, they're black hair, or with a kind of river hair. Some of their facial features almost like remind you of someone I think you've seen like years ago, or you heard of, or something, when you lived kind of farther inland in the continent, but you can't quite think of it. So you're not, you feel like you should know who this is, but you can't quite think of it off the top of your head. It's like not quite there.
So, the arm, eh? What's the story behind that?
Uh, I don't think I don't. They took my arm. New arm.
Yeah. So,
They made me. I can't go into society like this. They have a big arm. I don't. It it moves on its own sometimes. I don't know if we. Uh, I think I don't even know if it's a different arm or my old arm. I don't know.
anyone feel like playing doctor with this arm? It I mean, it looks pretty cool.
If I try to cut it off, I'll bleed too much.
Have you ever heard of staunching a wound?
I tried.
Obviously not very good.
It bleeds more so than you'd think.
It's,
Unnaturally so.
it's a pretty big arm. I can imagine that it's going to bleed a lot, but trust me, a nice hot piece of iron against that's going to cauterize it right away. No bleeding, a lot of fuss, but no
I
bleeding.
tried that too.
What if you do it slowly?
Healed. It doesn't want to go away. Then it will be too painful and I'll make a noise and one of them will come.
But look, they're all
What if
dead.
you become friends with the arm?
Also not a bad idea.
I tried that too and that helped.
Oh.
That seems to be your answer.
That's why I gave up on cutting it off.
Well, yeah, there you go. Take it on dates, Nice candlelit dinner. That'll bring you two together.
Candlelit dinner. Most dinners are lit by candlelight.
It's about the ambience. A candlelit dinner in a dungeon is just a dungeon meal. But a nice, classy apple cabbage stew with a nice little bit of lavender candles lighting up the area. That's
They
gonna
make me
really.
eat candles.
You have a big arm, just beat them. Beat the shite out of them. They're all dead anyway. You can eat whatever you want. Eat them. Go for it.
They made me do that too, and that's how I got the arm, I think. That's like possibility free. I don't
Alright,
know.
alright, mate.
I see things that aren't certain. I don't know. Or I dream of fallacies.
Mate.
I think.
Relax.
If I do dream, I'm
Relax.
not sure.
They are all dead. They can't hurt you. You're a master of your own destiny now.
Roll deception.
I'm actually decent at that one.
Within the idea that like this
It's
place
a
isn't crawling
comforting
with
lie.
hags. You heard someone leave, so there might have been another hag. You know you haven't found the hag you're looking for yet, and there's also a hag that's not here right now. And so who knows what, but yeah. They kind of look to you.
You're gonna be alright, mate.
You beat them all? We're free?
Absolutely clobbered them.
The others. Did you say the others?
Saved?
The other slaves, the other prisoners' experiments. Some sent off to, I mean,
I
the
looked
ones
to the
that weren't
group.
sent to the Z guy. But
I looked to the group and with a big look of confusion. And he kind of mouths like, "What other ones?" He mouths that part, looking away, so he doesn't see.
the one they made out of a siren, the one that's, I think I'm supposed to know. The other one I think I know.
Alright,
The,
easy.
There's the one that doesn't have eyes or arms. I think they have skin. They can
Oh.
swim. They don't have
Shut it!
teeth.
Shut it! You're gonna
Cleveland?
repeat all of that when we're all together in a nice big circle, and you can explain that part again.
I
Easy.
think I remember the guy over there. I don't want to do that.
You're gonna. You understand? You're gonna.
I don't think I'm on good terms with that. I don't know though. I could be wrong. Maybe we were friends. Maybe we're not. I don't know.
Well, you're on good terms with me, and I'll be there, so you don't need to worry.
Was it with? Do you want to roll deception or no?
Can I?
I'll leave it up. I'll leave it up to you if you intend to trick them or not. Oh wow! Yeah, they definitely
Wow.
believe that. That's a really good roll. Wait a second. I forgot how. Okay. Wait a second. Oh wait, you have 9 plus 2. Oh yeah, you do really. You have good. It's real good. Wait, I got to okay. That's where we'll end things. That's a little bit. This will be a ride. I don't want to push it too much longer. But I wanted to give some time for you guys to do some stuff. Okay.
Yay.
Especially that. All right. Who wants to go for boom points?
I don't have one to give today.
Hey, same.
I'm gonna give mine to Torbellino for throwing mad hands.
Jebaboo?
I'm gonna give mine, I guess to you, Ian. This whole Door Mountain thing, this is like huge and very, very, very expansive. We've spent probably about like a day here in game time, but it's gonna take I don't know how long we're still going to be here, but we could be in this mountain for quite a long way. And this is right in your element, man. You love the hags, so I'm I just love all this. You're doing a good job, and yeah, it's cool how you're
The
putting this
Ian glazing.
whole big thing together. Yeah.
Yeah, oh God, I had some wacky ideas for this session, but they can be applied later on. That's the only hint I'll say. But I think I've already given some hints for some shit that I think you might have some understanding of, but we'll see. Thank you. Who would like to go next?
It's just Amethyst and you
Uh,
left.
Yeah. Well. Oh, did Ambi not go?
Nope, I did not go yet.
Yeah, I didn't think you had.
Check the raw 20
You,
chat.
you said. Oh wait, that was Amethyst, not. Sorry, just Ombi. Then I misread.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, wait, who did Amethyst give it to?
They said they can't think of one.
Okay.
Check it again.
Hmm.
If you like to give one, you can. Otherwise, I'll give one to Yagram for a couple things. Lying to the guy at the end. And then
Yay.
and then also, I mean, I'm giving you only one blue point, but also I'm giving this for the bit where you give kind of casually but confidently, and I like the way you said it, suggested that you just draw it as a paperweight.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Snowcap, would you like to give one, or no?
Okay, do I? I'm
Keep in mind,
I, I'm leaning towards Tourmaline.
for what reasoning?
She it might be a little bit redundant, but she was like absolutely like super like locked in the combat. She saved Snowcap's ass, or at least partially.